Even though my pup was afraid of this thing, I wanted to show you how I attempted to DIY a reward toy for her. I gathered up an X-Acto knife, some wood screws, a measuring tape, a drill with a 3/4 drill bit on it, some paint, paintbrush, pencil, water bottles, wood glue, and then 3 types of wood. So the first piece of wood you're going to need is going to be a wider piece of wood for your base. The skinnier piece right here, you're going to need 2 of them. They're going to be the walls of the reward toy, and this dowel is obviously where the water bottles slide onto. I measured and cut my base to be 18 inches long, but this is going to be dependent on the size of your dog. I have a micro English bulldog. She's only 40 pounds. This thing doesn't need to be that big. My measurements will be down below for you. Depending on the size of your water bottle, that is how high your wall is going to be. So I just put my water bottle up against it and then marked it with enough room for the water bottle to spin without hitting the base. I am using my table saw for this, but you can get your pieces cut at Home Depot to the size that you need it. Now that we have our base and our 2 walls, we need to cut the dowel down to size to fit in between the 2 skinnier pieces so we can hook everything together. Before drilling everything together, I flipped my base piece of wood over and then placed my skinnier piece of wood as the wall right on top of it and traced it because I'm going to pre-drill some screws into it so I don't have a hard time when I need to put it all together. After I traced my guidelines of where I wanted my walls to be, I went ahead and slid a piece of scrap wood underneath and just drilled those screws almost all the way through, just enough so you can see them on the other side. Before you drill in that base, mark where you want your dowel to go on your side walls. Mine was about halfway down. On one of the wall pieces, I'm going to drill all the way through, and then on the other wall piece, I'm going to drill about halfway through so I have a secure place to put the dowel. Once again, using my power drill, I'm going to go in and just connect where I pre-drilled all of those screws, which is just the sidewall pieces. And it should look something like this, and you should be able to place your dowel through the hole that you drilled all the way and then kind of shove it and secure it into the other hole that you didn't drill all the way. The last and final step is going to be just attaching those water bottles, and how you're going to do that is you just measure and mark where you want the dowel to go through those water bottles and then cut the circle to be a little bit larger than the dowel because you want it to be able to spin. Now you can add your bottles to the dowel and add your kibble and start to play the game with your dog, or you can paint it like I did because I wanted to add a little extra life to it because this life water is super colorful and I felt that it needed it. I decided to trim it with a neon yellow that is so out of my comfort zone, but I actually loved how it turned out. Now, what should happen is you should take the caps off of the water bottles because that's how the kibble is going to come out and be the reward for your dog for flipping the bottles. My dog, however, was absolutely terrified of this thing. Although Callie hasn't gotten the hang of this reward toy situation, I do have faith she will eventually, but as of now, she'll only sit by it and take a photo or a little video with it, then run away. I hope that you guys enjoyed my take on a DIY dog reward toy. I also do have to say that this video is not sponsored by LifeWater, but I am a LifeWater influencer. That is why I am using these bottles. They are beautiful, so I just wanted to be honest with you guys. But it is not a paid post, I promise. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you Friday for another DIY.